Okay, can I start now? Okay, okay. So this is actually one of the session in MCO, Moving Course Online series. And today's actually topic is the using Zoom for Dummies or using Zoom for teaching with minimal support. Okay. And well, by the way, when I was a graduate student, we used to do presentation using OHP. Do you remember? Nobody used PowerPoint. And then suddenly people started to use the PowerPoint and or other the presentation software. And we actually saw those people who couldn't catch up and actually need assistant person who just clicking, who just flipping the slides. Okay, so I think this is very similar to this the Zoom cases. We all have to know how to deal the basic function of Zoom. Otherwise, we need an assistant, who are doing flipping a slide just for you. Okay, so let me start. Let's see. So let me share screen. So in term 4, I actually taught my small class from home. So at that time, the students and faculty members are not allowed to go to school unless in an emergency situation. So I actually delivered my class from home. This is actually the setting I had in my home. Okay, so compared to Yoshi's case, my setting is very minimal. So I have one PC, I have one slide monitor, I have earphone and mic. It's actually the AirPods. So it actually has both the mic and earphone. Okay, and also the wired one. So I think this is the minimum system requirement. So if you don't have any one of them, I think maybe you need a special assistant, a TA or a staff member. Okay, especially the side monitor is very important. So for those who are geek like me, you should go to this page and check whether your device satisfies the requirements for using Zoom for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Okay, and for those who are not geek, let me give you a criteria. Okay, if your PC is 7 years old or more, you should buy a new one. Okay. Well, typical actually replacement cycle of PC is 5 years. So if 7 years old or more, and especially for those who have 教官研究費 budget, you should buy one. Okay. And also, you should buy a monitor. You should buy the side monitor. Okay. It's for not a mirroring, it's actually extending a desktop. Okay. And if you go to this page, it actually explains for each OS, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, how to do the mirror, how to do the dual monitoring. Okay. And so I actually found that I need about 15 minutes before class starts for having an environment for delivering course online. Okay, this doesn't include discussion with the TAs or checking the class flow, blah blah blah. Just setting up the devices and the displays. I found it's better for me to have 15 minutes. Okay, and first, of course, I have to check LAN connection. I have to check whether mic is on and the earphone is on. And then I check main display. So I actually have a Zoom main window in my main display. Okay. So it's actually here. It's actually here. Okay. So, and also I have PowerPoint. Okay. But this PowerPoint is not in a full screen mode. It's actually in a window mode. So actually, I can put PowerPoint side by side with the Zoom main window. And I recommend to do this because if you want to switch from PowerPoint to other window, other application window, and if you do the full screen, then you first have to stop slideshow and moving around. That's actually look quite awkward, okay? And this is actually my the main screen, but I actually have a side screen, side display, which is actually not shown on your display, okay? On the side display, it's quite messy. I will going to show it, but unlike main display, it's quite messy. I have a web browser, okay? Not because I have a web browser because I want to check the email during course. Sometimes I have to check something on the browser, okay? And I have also course materials like a PDF and the words, okay? Since I'm teaching data analytics, I actually have other applications like R Studios. Okay, I actually have R here, so I can show you. And I have a bunch of Zoom sub windows in a second display. Okay, for example, participants window. Participants window. This is very important. But I actually don't put the participants window on the main page. I usually move it to the second display. And also chat window. Chat window is also very important, but I actually move it to the second window. And polling. Sometimes, well, actually most of the classes I do pollings, but I put polling also to the second window. Okay. So now I'm ready. And so this is my second screen, but let me show you my main screen. Let me show you my second screen. So you can see that it's so messy. It's so messy. And actually, when I'm doing real class, it's even messier than this. But if I have two display, I don't need to show this, the messy part. I can show you only clean main window to you. Okay, so let me go back to my main display. All right. So to actually do all those Zoom sub windows, to use those Zoom sub windows, you must be the host of Zoom session. Okay, so don't ask staff members to set your Zoom classes. Okay, you should set Zoom class by yourself. Okay, and then when the class starts, what we should do is, of course, we should look at the Zoom main window. Okay, then you actually see the many people is coming. Okay, and you also have to look at the participants window, where if somebody is waiting, then you actually have to let them in. But at the beginning, there should be some staff member or TA with you, so they may take care of those people, those students, to get in the Zoom space. Okay. So the purpose of looking at the Zoom window is, of course, you have to, wave your hand and say, "Hi, Kenny, are you okay now?" Blah blah blah. But the real purpose is you should check whether students have mic on mute and turns on video. Okay, if you find somebody whose video is not on, just say something to that person. "Hey, Yone, you are not on video. So what happened? Is your connection bad?" Blah, blah, blah. So that actually makes a startup time very short. Okay. But I found that takes at least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes, you see that it's ready to start your class. Okay, so don't start your class immediately. Okay, you should look around and check if everybody seems okay. Okay, and start. Okay, and Zoom participants window is very helpful. Okay, and I use the windows. It's actually on my second screen now. But so count people. So including me, now we have 18 participants, and you know your class size, and you can immediately calculate. Okay, you don't need a calculator, right? You can immediately calculate if you have full members in class or not. Okay, and at this point, okay, let me start a Zoom recording. Oh gosh, I should have. Well, the reason I'm doing Zoom recording now is actually I'm doing live stream now. So we actually don't need to save the Zoom. But at the beginning, if you want to save your class, then you have to go to the recording. Okay. Now, let's see. So since I make this Zoom window very small, I have to go to more, but at the original setting, you can actually identify the record button here, okay? So this is what you should do at the very beginning of the class. If you have any question, don't hesitate to jump in and ask, okay? So let me give you some mock class, okay? Mock class, okay? Assume that a Japanese man was randomly selected, okay? A neighbor has described him as follows. He's very shy and withdrawn, invariably helpful, but with little interest in people or in the world of reality. A meek and tiddy soul. He has need for order and structure and a passion for detail. Okay. Actually, this person's occupation is either librarian or farmer. So what do you think about his occupation? What is his occupation? Okay. And at this point, I can start polling. Okay. Let me launch poll. And now you see this the pause window, right? So I give you 15 seconds. So please find one. Okay. You don't have a choice. I don't know. Okay. So still, the 8 participants are not voting. Okay. Good, 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 good. So let me end the poll now. Okay. And now I can share the results. I can share the results. So about 80% of you actually voted librarian and 20% voted farmer. Okay. And so actually, I use this example the many times in my class, and I will show you actually the data analytics approach to solve this the problem. Okay, from data analytics point of view, first of all, it's well known that the personality type or characteristics can predict occupation less than 40%. Okay, okay, and from the data analytics point of view, we actually have better data. That is number of Japanese male farmers and Japanese male librarians. So there are more than 1 million male farmers in Japan. Okay. On the other hand, only 2,000 male librarians in Japan. Okay. Well, I had only 2015 official statistics. So Then comparing those two occupations, the ratio is 1 versus 500. So from data analytics point of view, okay, this person is highly likely farmer. Okay. I'm not going to give the a kind of behavioral economics class from now on, but this is a typical slide I show in class, and you saw that I actually show one sentence at a time using animation function of the PowerPoint. Okay, and sometime I saw people doing a presentation just show whole page at one time and just reading the pages, spending like 5 minutes. Okay, you should not do that. It's so boring, and students easily lose concentration. Okay, but if you want to keep that style, to show slide with no animation, one of the way to make your presentation a little bit funnier is actually using your slide as actual background of the Zoom. Okay, so let me show you. Now you see me in the slide. Right? Now you see me in the slide. So I actually can make me bigger. And I actually can flip the slide like this. So even if I have no animation in the slide, I can, show some moves in the slide so that the student I can get more the intention from the student, or I can actually have the student have a more concentration on your class. Okay, I actually don't like this way, but this is one thing you can think of. So let me go back to my original.
Shingo, excuse me.
Oh, okay, sure.
Masatomi speaking. Excuse me. You said you showed it in the screen with the slide back as a back screen, but I didn't see you in the screen. So I didn't see you. I didn't see you as you described. But is this the case for others, or was it only to me? Could you try again?
Okay, should I make a polling?
No.
So
okay.
No,
whichever.
Stupid
Hi,
joke.
Shingo Sensei. Yoshi explained to us the thing is that if you record it from your end, I think you can see yourself becoming bigger and smaller. But for our side, only the background is getting bigger and getting smaller. But in the recording, you can see it as if, like the commencement day, Yoshi made a video.
Yeah.
That is this system. And for the recording, it looks like that. But for the live Zoom session, we can see as such. Only the background is getting bigger and smaller. So if you are recording some sessions, then it will be quite effective. But if it's not, if it's online thing, then it's better not to use it.
I see.
I saw Shingo as he described. So he became bigger and smaller, and the background point stayed very stable, same size. So it might depend on the receiver's device or whatever, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, I believe so. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Yone.
I think as Emi Sensei explained, yes, it depends on the device's spec. And also, if someone who doesn't have a latest Zoom version, Zoom app, then it's going to be different too. So joining with a web browser or joining from the desktop app is different too.
Okay, now, so Am I now showing the both slides and Zoom screen? Am I share my, okay. So, well, I actually like this way to not actually share the PowerPoint, but to share my main display. So in this way, I actually can bring other window very easily. If you actually show PowerPoint on your main screen, then if you want to switch something else, you always have to quit slideshow and do some other operation. Okay. Anyway, so I actually I just did a polling. And there's actually a polling function here. Okay, and this polling is actually pre-recorded, actually preset. So before this session starts, I actually already registered this polling. Okay, so let me actually move on to, or maybe I should bring this one here. Oops. So if you go to the meeting, okay, so now I'm actually doing this particular meeting. And when I scroll down, I actually have this question here, okay, okay. And if you want to make another question, just simply click this add. Okay, then a screen shows up, and you can actually put the title, you can put the question, okay. And also, when you actually distributing class, if you click this edit button on the pause window, the same thing happens. It actually pops up. Now this pause window pops up, and you can create the question here, okay? I actually prepared one question here, so let me make one. Okay. So I've already successfully completed the number of credits I need to graduate. Out of these, 30 credits are A+, A, B, and P. I can graduate on time. True or false? Okay, then I save this. Okay, and now in this polling window, I actually have second question, ICS academic policy, and I can launch poll, okay? And as a iChefs members, you should know the right answer. Okay? Especially faculty members, you should know. Especially the Zemi instructors, you should know, okay? Okay, so let me stop here. So 50-50. No kidding, okay? Actually, the answer is false. Okay, answer is false. They have to actually complete 32 in A+, B, C, okay? Anyway, so that's how that we can do the polling. So any question, Hiroshi?
Yes, Shingo. So are the answers anonymous, or can you tell who's answering what?
I can actually, maybe Yone knows more. I think we can have a record somewhere, the polling record.
Yes, and you can see after class. So you cannot see it when you did the polling. So it's maybe not possible, like checking who is answered true and ask the person to state the reason. But you can go to the your page after class and you can check. But And this is there is a prerequisite, and everyone has to have the licensed account. That means ICS account. So you need to ask students to join the classroom with their ICS account.
I see. And the I guess the second question is like, do you have the option to make it anonymous? Because if the students could be identified, they might not answer certain questions.
Yeah. So let me bring that my actually portal, my web portal too. So oops, not this one. So there is actually option anonymous here. When you make the so if you check here, then that polling is actually anonymous. So the actually record is not left who actually answered what. Good question. Okay, let me go on. Okay, and chat. So there's a chat function, and I usually put the chat window in my side display, but this chat window is quite important. Okay, and unlike physical classroom, students cannot chat online unless they use the special the chat window like this or chat software. But in a physical classroom, you know that if say something, students to chat each other in a whisper, and that actually makes the atmosphere more class pretty good, I believe. So I always recommend students to chat during the class, okay? And I think that's one way to decrease the Zoom fatigue, okay? And not only that, a chat is very helpful. Sometimes students, sometimes students give you the very important information by chat, okay? And for example, this is actually actual message I received. Shingo, you don't share your screen. And sometimes you are so excited, you know, you are in heat and you forget to do the very important, use the important function, like share screen, okay? Or sometimes students say, I have a bad connection. I maybe log off and be back soon, okay? Then you actually can identify those person when those person come back in your participants window, so you can let them in immediately, okay? And chat window is very actually helpful. You can actually put the URL on chatbot, okay? During class, if you want to a student to access some website, okay, then you can actually put the link here. For example, right? So if you click this link, you see nice website, all right? You see nice website, okay? Or you can actually upload a file on this chatbot, okay? So there's actually 5 button here. So click this 5 button, okay? So you can navigate in your window. So for example, I can upload this picture. And then the participants actually can download this file from chatbot. And sometimes I forget to distribute the class material on Canvas. And in such a case, I usually upload the class material on this chatbot. The students actually can download immediately, okay? So any questions? Fine. Okay, now breakout rooms. Okay, since my class is actually data analytics, I don't use breakout rooms so frequently. But I know some faculty members really love this breakout function. Okay. So there is actually breakout rooms button. Okay, and if you push this breakout rooms button, you actually see the window like this. So you can actually choose whether a random grouping or manual grouping. Okay, if you use so you basically choose the number of the groups, number of rooms, and then choose whether assignment is random or manual. Okay, so random assignment is very easy because the system automatically assigns student randomly to the classes you specify. You specify number here. Okay, but a manual one, you actually have to do it manually. So let me show it. So, yes, here. So say 5 rooms and manually. So for the manual assignment, you actually have to choose who is in each room. Okay, so this is first breakout room 1. And once I click assign, then I actually see the list of the participants. Then you pick up some participants to go to this room, okay? And then for the second room, I can choose some people for the second room and so on. So in this way, you can actually assign the students manually, okay? But if you have like 45 students in your class, it actually takes time. So it's actually not a good idea to do this manual assignment during class time, okay? And so if you want to do many breakout rooms during class time, you should have a TA to actually do this operation for you, okay? I actually do this breakout room always after break. So in a 2-hour class, I take 10 minutes break in the middle. So during that 10 minutes break, I do this the breakout room manually. Okay. But if you actually want to do the many breakout rooms, manual breakout rooms, you should have TA. But as I said, for my analytics class, usually people working on their computers using some software. So maybe once in 4 classes, that I have breakout rooms. Okay. And if you once you assign people, then click this option button. Click this option button. Then you can actually set many specifics like the length of the breakout room. And also, if you click this, then after you open the breakout room, the people are automatically moved to the each group. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Okay.
Yes, Shingo, excuse me.
Sure.
So when I open breakout rooms, what happened to host? That means me. So
You are not assigned any of the group.
okay.
You are not assigned any of the group, but you can actually move to any group you want. So you can actually move around and actually check whether students are really doing discussion or they are having a chat or whatever. As it may be important because I heard not in my class, in some class, when the instructor moved in one breakout room, he found that students are speaking in Chinese.
I see. So how can I do the patrol?
very unfortunately, I cannot show it because only the host can see the what happened.
Okay.
But as as I
using
said
the option.
No, you don't need the option. So once I do the breakout room, only the host is left, not assigned to any of the room. And you actually see the screen saying that, showing the name of the breakout rooms. So if you click the name, then you can actually move on to the room. And
that's role. Beginner. Only the host, not co-host.
Only the host, not co-host. So it seems Hiroshi is out and coming back. So let me. Let him in. So one this tiny problem of using a dual display is sometimes I lost my cursor, and that's a very small problem. Anyway, so and also as I said in faculty retreat, if you actually want to do the mock class, if you want to do practice as a host, then we can always arrange. And as I said in the faculty retreat, first time free, and you can have the 2 or 3 students. Okay, one of them is me, and maybe Hanami and some other staff members, or maybe Kenny. So it's actually I recommend to do this the class distribution by yourself once. Then you feel quite confident about that.
Okay, Shingo, excuse me. I have another question. So what if I use TA? TA is a co-host.
I think you can give him the host privilege too.
Okay. Then, so is he or she not included in the breakout room as so even co-host?
Yes. So when I actually delivered a term 4 class, I actually had 2 TA, and they actually had nothing to do. But whenever I do the breakout room, those 3 actually remains, not included in any of the room. So we typically chat, and so yes, that happens. So if you have a TA, you should have that person as alternative host, not co-host.
Alternative host. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions? I'm pretty close to the end now. Yes.
Shingo, could you make all of us be the host now? Then we can check every function when you are explaining. We can understand it better.
To the host, to everyone now?
Yeah, if it's not too complicated.
It sounds a little bit dangerous because I have only 10 or 15 minutes to go. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but well, I actually I'm not sure. Maybe I should, because
Shingo,
I'm not big. Yes.
My question was a real one. In the chat, it's a real question.
Okay. The very first one?
Yes.
Yeah, the whole presentation box. You can just flip the pages one by one using that function.
So you have to set each individual slide as an individual background.
No.
Okay.
You can set whole your slide deck as background, and you can actually move around. But that actually function has a drawback. You cannot use animation. You can just flip slide one page by one page.
I understand. Okay, thank you.
Well, I think maybe in near future, the Zoom may have the better version of this slide background, or MMHMM may have a better the function. Okay, so let me move on. So random breakout is okay. Okay, now we are pretty close to the end. Okay, so when you close your class, okay, you must be the last one to leave the Zoom meeting. Okay, when you close the room, everybody come and say that bye, Shingo, thank you, the bye, Kathleen, thank you. Okay, okay, and they actually push end and leave. Okay, you should not do it at the same time as they do. Okay, you should remain. You should remain. Okay, you should remain. Okay, why you should remain? First, you should stop recording. Okay, and the stop button. Also, chat is actually automatically saved, but sometimes if you are not host, but you actually found a very important information in chatbot, you can actually save chat. If you click this 3-dot button, there is an option called the save chat. Okay, so the host actually have the copy of this chatbot on your PC, but if you are co-host, then maybe better to save the chatbot. Okay. Okay. And then you start videos. After your class, you can actually do several things. Okay. And after stop the videos, oops, wait. So if you go to your meeting page, if you go to the meeting page, okay, your meeting page, okay, and go to this recording stuff. Go to this recording stuff. Then you actually see your records, your recordings here, okay, and recordings complete. So if you have 2 hours class, recording will takes like 1 hour to complete. So you actually have to wait the recording is over. And then once the recording is over, it actually shows the link. So you can put the link on your Canvas page so that students can access, okay? And also, if you go to reports here, okay? And if you go to usage here, okay? And since I don't have a meeting recently, so let's go to very old one. And search. So this is actually the reports of the course I taught. Okay, so for each the class, I have a report about who did what. Okay, and if I move to the right, there is a column called the participants. Okay, so if I click this participants, then I actually see when each person did log in or log off and how long they stayed in the class, okay? So you actually don't need to take a, you actually participation. You don't need to check the participation during the class, okay? And this recording usually appears after 15 minutes, you start your class. So after 15 minutes, you close your class, then you get this information, okay? And this information is also can be exported to CSV file if you click here. Okay. And you actually see that some people actually stayed only 1 minute because she had a bad connection and that came back later soon. Okay. So if you know those actually functions, the function I presented, you basically don't need TA, I believe. Okay. And I'm going to upload this slide on Canvas page so that you can download it. It's only 12 pages. So if I remember those function or those 12 pages, I can actually deliver class without TA, I believe. Okay, but maybe if it's your first time to deliver your class online using Zoom, I recommend you to have a TA. So sometimes you forget to, for example, to share screen, the recordings, and the other important function, or sometimes you forget how to do the breakout room, you are in panic, then TA will really help you. Okay, any other question, Emi?
Yes, Shingo, thank you. It's very helpful. I have a question regarding this recording and pasting the URL to the campus. So we are recommended not to keep so much recordings on the Zoom crowd. But how do you do this? Do you keep this on a crowd recording and just paste the URL to the canvas and make it alive like one term or until the second term, and then you come back and erase it?
Well, actually, you don't need to worry about it. The IT expert like Yone sometimes send you a message say that delete your recording because we are actually the full recording in our storage, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
So if it is official course, you can keep them on the cloud.
I actually kept all my recordings for 1 month and deleted by myself.
I see. Thank you.
But from this year, we actually thinking to save each class on YouTube. So I actually doing an experiment right now. Okay, while I'm recording on Zoom, I actually doing live stream on YouTube now. So once I quit this class, I guess I can access the YouTube recording whenever I want to do. And the reason we are experimenting this is the Zoom recording have some drawbacks. One is students can download the recordings to their local folders. But for YouTube, we can prohibit student to download. Right? And another is it's Zoom recording is quite awkward. If you want to watch in the middle, then maybe the recording start and doesn't move. Or if you want to move around within the recording, sometimes it's the freeze. And so compared to the Zoom recording, YouTube recording is much better to handle or much actually operational. So the way we see, I actually need a several practice, and once I become confident, then I start explaining each instructor how to do it. And for Term 1-1, I'm thinking to do some practice with Yoshi's class.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Hi.
Sure.
I have a question. Excuse me, I have used Zoom several times, but I've never become the host for a certain meeting. So what I have is a free soft, which I downloaded freely. So is a free soft Zoom capable to set a meeting for multiple number of people? Or do I need a special version?
Well, actually, since you are using the iShares Zoom account, right? So this is actually yes. I don't know.
I see. So we have a ICS Zoom account. Sorry,
yeah,
I didn't know how to say. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that is actually professional account. So
I see.
Actually it doesn't limit the functions Zoom have.
Okay. So how should I get the ICS account Zoom? And it's a really basic question.
Well, I think maybe Yone-san will send you a message.
Okay, I'll wait for. Thank you. Okay. Thanks.
Shingo? Shingo,
Yes.
do you know
Yes.
if the Zoom polling can do word clouds, or you need to use a separate app for that?
For the what?
Word clouds.
I don't think it has a word cloud function.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Okay. I might have to use Slido for that.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of word cloud. From data analytics point of view, it's actually
Well,
not really informative. But
my class is.
yeah, I don't think it has a word cloud function.
Okay.
I don't know. For those, like the visual part, she usually knows more than I do.
Okay. Thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Jim.
Oh, so sorry. Okay, so actually I thought that my microphone was not working, but anyway, so my question is not about technical issue, but what's the purpose of MBA class recording? Maybe this is related to your concerns about the Zoom video recording versus YouTube. So what's the key audience or the beneficiary of this recording?
Well, I actually found that sometimes students have not good connection to the Zoom or good connection to LAN, and sometimes they actually have to log off and log in several times and miss some important part of the class. So I think it's actually good for us to have a recording so that those students can come back and check the point they missed.
So I'm teaching the very first course for DBA from this month. So maybe I can apply this kind of a recording policy to DBA.
Okay. DBA students are mature, so they can deal with it by themselves. But I think it's usually good to have a recording so that students can come back. Maybe that's yes, Yone.
No, go ahead. Okay.
No,
I go. Okay. So if we have more than like 20 people, it's usually gets we have some people dropping off, and less than 20 you don't really see because the data transfer is not too much. But if we go over 20, so it's in usual, MBA has 45 or 40 students, and with staff, it's gonna be like almost 50. It's a lot of data transfer. So some people like who has the portable Wi-Fi gonna drop often. So as ICS announced that student, it's better to have a LAN cable for teachers so that the faculty not gonna drop the meeting or during the no distraction during the class. But students still have that kind of issue. So yeah, that is the reason for providing recording. If there is a request. Or yeah, some teachers do mandatory, but some teachers do still a bit based on request from the student.
Yeah. So as you know, our guru, the Yoshi Fujikawa, always want to keep the recordings and accessible to students. And for me, it's very difficult to say no to him so often. So that's why. So Hiroshi, I think you raised the hand or something. No, sorry. Amy.
Is there any particular application or way of usage that makes it very information heavy so that tend to drop? Like if you want to show video, a small portion of video when you teach, is it still okay? Do you experience any difficulty?
Well, what I found is if somebody moves a lot, that actually increase the amount of the information to be sent. So it's actually better you stay calm and teach. But once you started move like this, then I found that suddenly the amount
everybody
of,
jump.
Yeah, everybody jump. Then suddenly it's shut down.
Okay,
And
I see. So the video showing in class time might not be that great for that purpose too. So if we have choice, we'd like to ask them to watch it beforehand.
Or you can share or you can share the link on the chat during the class and give time. If it's a length, it's like 3 minutes. Let's have 4 minutes for watching the video time. Then come back.
Okay.
That makes sense too.
But let them access directly to the video.
Yeah. So for example, you put the video URL in chatbot, then let students click. If it's a YouTube, then usually the web browser is open and they can actually see the video on web browser.
And also, it's typically happens. It's like heavy presentation for like Mac users. Keynote is really visualized and clean and good pictures, but that means it's a lot of data as well. So, but for Microsoft users, if we put the videos during within the presentation itself is gonna be heavy. So I recommend you to have separately. So it's a lot of work, but have a PowerPoint and have a like kind of picture of the video, then maybe stop sharing or switch the application to the video application so that you're not gonna have the PowerPoint itself is not heavy. And so it's gonna it's not cause too much delay for delivering the class.
Thank you.
Another way, actually, that reminds me, another way to use chat is sometime in a physical classroom, you actually want to distribute printed paper, okay, and then correct at the end of the class. But online, you can just put the, for example, Dropbox link to the particular file here, and let student read, and you can delete the link later. So that's another way to use this chat board. Okay, I think it's about time. So if you don't have any more questions, then I'm gonna stop, say bye-bye. Of course, I will be the last one to stay. And so watch everybody is leaving. So, okay,
Yes.
any announcement from Hanami?
Yes, so I made the survey, which is Google form. It takes, I think, about a few minutes to fill out. This is for us to understand how much you understood this lecture. And if you would like to ask anything, you can just write on the survey so that we will follow up on you.
Okay, so thank you everyone for participating. And we're gonna have this kind of session from time to time. And so whenever I found something very useful for teaching, then I can, of course, show off my knowledge to you, okay? So thank you, bye.
And for just information, just Hanami shared the Google form, so please check your chat so that you can see the link to answer your the survey. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you, everyone.